millions, right? And right now, looking at the team, they've got some great players in the team. And I think in these early stages, Rosenior has been brilliant. I thought Rosenior as a manager tonight, looking how he set the team up, caused PSG real problems. They didn't deserve to lose, as in the way the game was set up and how they played. But big mistakes cost them at centre-back and goalkeeper. And that has been an issue, and it will continue to be an issue for any Chelsea manager going forward when they're trying to win the Premier League and the Champions League, because they're a million miles off it. And that's why they've lost tonight. Not because they haven't got great attacking players or the manager knows what he's doing. Tactically, they were fantastic tonight, but they were let down by a mistake by the goalkeeper at 2-2, and then the game was just completely unravelled, and now it almost looks like they've got no chance of getting through.
So have a look at the clips?
Let's see them.
Yeah. Peter Schmeichel was over in Paris tonight to watch PSG beat Chelsea 5-2, and he has spoken to your guy, Micah Kvaratskhelia. Here we go.
Well, first of all you need is 30 minutes to become man of the match. 30 minutes. You don't have to play 90 minutes anymore. But you looked, because the TV cameras actually cut to you a couple of times, you looked very disappointed that you weren't starting this game, and then you came on, became man of the match. How was that?
Yeah, of course. I think there is no football player that wants to start on the bench. So, but we know that we have very good players in the attack. So, I respect what coach decides. I will concentrated. For me, it doesn't matter. It will be 10 or 90 minutes. I want to give my 100%. So I did today, and I think it's not only my performance, it was team performance very good, and we won against Chelsea with 3 more goals, so it's important. We have next game, and we just have to be focused because it's nothing finished.
It is, in many ways, it's an unbelievable result, or the scoreline 5-2, because a long time into the game, it never looked like a 5-2 game. It actually looked like it's going to stay 2-2, and that would have been a fair result. But you now got this cushion.
Yeah. I think the great thing for me it was that even it was 4-2, we wanted to score more goal, and we were in the last section. We did great job. All the players we made very good counter-attack. So. I think this is the main reason for PSG that we want to continue, and we will try to do everything for this Champions League and for the League One.
And you come in a year ago, and literally not this time, but a little bit earlier, and that's when PSG started to take off. Do you see similarities to last season and now?
Yeah, of course. I think in the last year also in the start it was difficult, but after the team handled it, so I think I hope it will be the same in this year. But of course we have to focus with our game, and we just have to try everything with what we can.
Yeah. Well, I wish you good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Always good to hear from Peter over there in Paris. We'll hopefully hear from him again before the night is out. Your thoughts, Thierry, because obviously, like Jamie was saying, Chelsea were very much in that game for a large period of that game until it ran away from them at the very end. What was the issue for Chelsea tonight?
The quality of both players finishing. They made a mistake, but we called it out. That's how they play. They play out from the back. They will overplay. They will try to play. But like I said, that's how he likes to play, Rosenior. So there's no point to try to argue, kick it out or not kick it out. That's what they will do. And that plays into the hand of Paris Saint-Germain. We all know that's what they try to do and put pressure. So at one point, when you have a guy like Kvaratskhelia that can come off the bench and play Dembele and then switch it and then Doué and then Barcola and then... I said at the beginning of the game, if he clicks and they get upset, you're in trouble against Paris Saint-Germain. The only thing is, at the moment, there is a lack of consistency with that team. But what I love about this team, I would have to say, and Kvaratskhelia just said it, you can be upset. You have the right to be upset when you go on the bench. But don't go on the field upset, I should have started, type of thing. And when he came on, you could see he was upset. But then he backed it up with scoring 2 goals and giving an assist, which that's the attitude you need to have. But yes, Chelsea will die like that. They try to play. That's the philosophy of the coach, whether you like it or not. But you have to respect it.
Yeah, I mean, I think in football, the reason we're saying Chelsea played well was one of the reasons the goalkeeper was involved. Thierry's analysis before the game is brilliant. They use the goalkeeper, and that's why they keep the ball so well, because they've got an extra man. So they do that in the first half and throughout a lot of the game. But I do think if you do the same thing all the time, people know what you're going to do, basically. And I'm a big believer in game management, or game state, I should say. You're wearing Paris Saint-Germain. The game's tight. I'm not sure. It's 2-2. I'm not saying that you kick everything long, but he's trying, I think, with his left foot, his weak foot, to pass a ball into midfield to a player who's marked. It doesn't actually get there. It gets cut out by the guy who's closing him down. But I just think in certain situations, knowing where you are, Paris Saint-Germain, away from home, are we happy with a 2-2? Yeah. Do we need to take the risk of playing that ball? Can it go long, that one, or can it go wide? I've said before, I've analysed Rosenior's Chelsea, that they I shouldn't use the word obsession. It's how he likes to go about it. They go through the middle first, then they go wide. The goalkeeper should not be trying to play a ball through the centre of the pitch there in that situation when the game stays at 2-2 away from home in the Champions League.
Anything to add, Micah?
Well, we've got about 20 seconds before we've got to go, so...
Have we?
Yeah, I can hear someone counting down.
You can fit something in there.
We're going to another channel, right? You still
Yeah, it's another channel, but yeah. PSG have got players
what
who
channel it
can
is?
hurt you.
Yes, I do.
It's a
Where
simple...
are we going?
No, can you not hear it now?
I've got it now. I didn't have it then 15 seconds. But go on, you can get something in. Got 5 seconds.
PSG took the moment. Simple as that.
If you were watching on CBS Sports Network, we do have to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us on Paramount Plus.
Next week, I know it's a tough one, Joe. Let's take a look at how it's all shaping up for the teams going into those second legs. It's got to be said, Owen, it's been a difficult week for the English sides, hasn't it?
Yeah, but you know what? There's a second leg. Right? You know, you'd expect Liverpool probably, but again, you know, there's so many. I mean, the big surprise obviously is Real Madrid, Man City, Valverde hat-trick. What a player he is. Bayern absolutely destroyed Atalanta. That's finished. But Newcastle played terrific against Barcelona. Young Lewis Hall against Yamal. That was an incredible performance. Spurs, you know, let's just forget that one because that wasn't meant to be. But there's still a lot to play for in these second legs.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's hear from Pedro Neto now. He did have
A language barrier there.
Yeah.
You know, he's not that type of player, and he isn't. Pedro Neto. Credit to him, come out apologising, giving the young man his top. Obviously, in the heat of the moment, tensions rose, but I thought they dealt with it the right way.
Yeah, absolutely dealt with that the right way. Okay, we heard from Pedro Neto there talking about his disappointment at the end of the game. Let's hear what the Chelsea boss has to say now. Liam Rosenior is with Becky.
Okay, Liam, on 74 minutes, that's 2-2. What happened in the last 15 minutes?
We made a mistake on the third goal and we didn't react well to a setback. We didn't stay calm. In that moment, 3-2 even, we're really in the tie. We're in the tie. And then Kvaratskhelia scores an unbelievable strike. And that happens. And at this level, the quality of players on both sides, we're an inch away from 3-3. The disappointing one, you never want to lose a game, but the fifth goal in that moment after a flashpoint, we don't keep our heads in that moment, we don't keep our cool, they break our press and score a fifth goal. It makes it very difficult to come back from, but it's not impossible.
I want to ask you about Philip Jorgensen as well. He made a couple of good saves tonight, but ultimately he was playing some risky passes. Was that a directive that you wanted to see that braveness for a start, but then ultimately it was mistakes that led to a goal?
Of course, you have risks playing everywhere you play. You can kick the ball long and it can come back very quickly into your net, or you can play short and build. That's the risk that we take. Myself, I'm accountable to that. I asked the team to play a certain way. It's a shame because of those build moments, we had more control in the game than what most teams do here. But fundamentally, somehow, we talk about XG, but I think they've had 0.8 or something, and they've scored 5. And that's something really, really difficult to swallow. We don't have a lot of time to digest. We've got to get back on the plane. We've got to make sure we recover, ready for Newcastle and ready for PSG in the next leg.
As his manager, do you sense he's lost any confidence?
No, that's on me. That's on me. You always lose confidence with mistakes. That's normal. But we have a really good group of lads. We don't blame for mistakes. We can't make the same mistake twice.
I want to ask you as well about Pedro Neto and the incident at the end there. He's apologised. He's come out and apologised and explained the incident. But is it a discipline issue again?
Yeah, I have not seen what happened. I heard there was an altercation with a ball boy, and you never want to see that. I've just been told Pedro's apologised. I'll have to see it back, and I'll speak about it in the days to come. But even in that moment, as a group, that's happened. Just switch on to the next moment and make sure we see the game through. We didn't, and we've been punished by a very good team.
Is it too big of a challenge next week at Stamford Bridge?
No, you've seen it happen before. We don't give up. We know we have to come up with a really strong plan to get ourselves back in the tie. And that's why it's so disappointing from a lot of the good up to 74 minutes will be forgotten because of our 15, 20 minutes of madness.
Liam, thank you for talking to us.
It's really nice to hear from Liam Rosenior, actually. He said that, he doesn't blame his players for their mistakes, which is a distinct approach to some other managers in some senses. And he also talked about how, of course, we've seen huge turnarounds in the Champions League. You've seen what Barcelona did against PSG many, many years ago. So many at Barcelona did it against other sides. Lots of teams have been able to do it. Even Spurs put 3 past PSG earlier in this season. You have to believe, don't you, that you can still turn it around?
Of course. It's a two-legged affair, and anything can happen. And a lot can happen in football. We have to say as well, PSG are not playing at the weekend, so you ain't even got, sometimes they might have lost a player or two for injury, and that gives you an extra little lift. Like, say, for instance, if Kvaratskhelia is not turning up to Stamford Bridge, that would boost you after seeing what he's done there. I thought Liam spoke well, and the playing at the back and the taking responsibility for his players. I mean, the risk and reward is the something every manager has their barometer of how much they want to do. It's one of them. You just cannot get it wrong when you do it in there, and because it does cost you. But he wants to play that way with Chelsea, and they was very good at times tonight at doing it.
Do you know what? I thought they played really well up to the 74th minute, made changes.
Yeah.
I think the inexperience probably showed a little bit tonight, but they still got the second leg. And then Liam's going to go for it. We know that much.
Yeah. Okay, well, that is it.
Come out to talk to us. What would you like to say?
No, I want to come out to say that the situation that happened on the pitch, I want to apologize to the ball boy. I already spoke with him. With the motions of the game, we were losing. I wanted to pick up the ball. He was getting the ball with him. I gave him a little push, and I saw that I hurt him straight away because I'm not like this. In the heat of the moment, I went there to apologize. I gave him my shirt as well because that can happen. That cannot happen, and so I'm really, really, really sorry about that. And I just want to say one more time, really sorry for him, and that's it.
Did you have to apologise, or did you feel like you wanted to apologise to your manager or your team?
No. It's I feel that I have to apologise to him. In the heat of the moment, how football it is. You have a lot of emotions. I wanted to get the ball fast. I gave him a push, and I want to say sorry to him straight away. In the end, he came to speak with me, and he even laughed because he was happy I gave him the shirt, and I said sorry like 35 times. So. I'm really sorry about that and the situation, and I hope I think he knew what happened as well, so he was happy as well with the situation. That like in the end I told him sorry.
So between the two of you, that's all sorted.
No, I didn't understand Fresh, but he sent me something laughing as well. So I think he knew in the heating of the moment, and Vitinha said to him as well that I'm not like that. Things happen because I was there almost hugging him and grabbing me all the time. And everyone went there, and the only thing that matters was I was worried about him. So I'm really sorry about the situation.
Absolutely. In terms of the game tonight, just a very difficult night for Chelsea all round. How did that game get away from you in the last 15 minutes?
To be honest, I think in the second half we did the 2-2. We were in the control of the game, and then from a way that we tried to play, we give the 3-2. Then an unbelievable goal outside of the box, and then after in the end we lose the ball trying to make passes, but we will fight with positivity to get the win at home and try to go through.
Well, thank you for coming out and talking.
It turned into a rout for PSG. 5-2 the scoreline in the end. You guys were saying before the break that it didn't feel like a 5-2 game, but this is the first time Chelsea have conceded 5 in a European match since April 2000. That was against Barcelona. You can take a look at the stats up there, and actually there isn't too much in it. In terms of the stats,
it didn't feel like that type of game, Resh. Me and Owen are talking. Chelsea, for large parts of the game, were well in the game. They were creating chances, and it's just moments, isn't it? It just seems to be at the moment with this Chelsea team, in crucial moments of the game, they're just the eyes off the ball, or there's a little bit of disciplinary problem. All these little things that can get better. That can improve, but it really cost them today. And when you have the quality to bring Kvaratskhelia off the bench. And fired up, by the way. He was disappointed he weren't starting, and that's the type of level they're at. PSG are European champions for a reason, and I thought they looked something closer to what they actually are today. I'll
tell you what, they were incredibly efficient. 9 shots, 5 goals. I mean, that is remarkable at this level. Normally these guys have about 25, and I thought both teams played super aggressive. Problem is the mistakes just kill you at this level. The one thing you'd have to say is the finishing for the goals for PSG was top draw. Barcola for the first one, obviously Kvaratskhelia, the Vitinha little chip was fabulous, a little cutback. Yeah, I mean, at the top of the pitch, they have guys that can decide games, and that felt like a quiet five for PSG. I thought actually Chelsea kind of did really well for large parts of the game. Cole Palmer and João Pedro went off, and it just felt like they lost a little bit of control at that point.
It does really come down to efficiency. They scored with their last 3 shots in the second half. All of them were goals, and they scored with their last shot in the first half as well through Ousmane Dembele. I'm going to take you back now to early in the second half when Chelsea came back and equalised for the second.
And they did a brilliant job in central midfield. But, you know, I think when they made some changes, I think they just lost that little bit of rhythm. But it just felt like Chelsea could score when they attacked. We said before the game, be brave, have courage. They did that. The only problem is they were so brave that actually tried to play off on the back in a moment when it wasn't on.
Yeah.
And it cost them.
Well, at this point, would you have said that Chelsea looked actually pretty good to get a result here, something to take back to Stamford Bridge?
Chelsea were very
At
very
2-2.
comfortable at 2-2.
Yeah.
Even at 3-2, you go back to Stamford Bridge and you take a lot from the game. But Owen's right. Moments, the decision to play out. They've done it a few times where Jorgensen's played through and they try and bounce it out to the centre half. I think there has to be it's a development. It's the development.
They're very young, aren't they?
Very young. But I think tonight is a case you go home, you have a look at it, and the lads will go, right, they're the European champions. We've got to get to that level. And what did they do well, and what didn't they do well? And most of the time, I don't think they was
weren't miles off
they
it,
weren't
no.
miles off it, Chelsea.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And
It was
it's
just those
5-2.
moments, yeah. Well, I tell you who turned the game. It's Kvaratskhelia. He came on 62 minutes. He definitely had a point to prove, and he certainly did that with his 2 goals, effectively, as you say, really making it difficult for Chelsea for the return leg at Stamford Bridge next week. We can hear it from the Georgian now. He's been speaking with Becky.
Kavita, congratulations. Was this just a night where PSG raised their level?
Yeah, I mean, I think we did a great job today. We won against Chelsea 3 more goals, so it's important for us because we have a game also in London. And I think we are focused now because we have game in a few days, so we just have to be focused for the next game and prepare ourselves.
From your point of view, where did the game change tonight? Because at 74 minutes, it was still 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, if it's difficult, I think when Vitinha scored the goal, the time the game changed. It was a difficult game. We can say that Chelsea were good. They scored 2 goals in our home, so the good thing is that we didn't stop. We tried to score more and more goals, so it's good for us that we are continuing in the right way.
Do you think tonight there was more of a feel of PSG last season in terms of performances?
Yeah, we can say that, but I think we are same team. We have difficult time, but you saw already that we can handle it. So I think we have to just work hard and just continue like that.
Exactly, it was 5-2, but you do still have 1 more leg to play, but that is a really good advantage to take to London.
Yeah, of course, 3 goals. So, but it's nothing finished. Football, everything is possible. So we are just ready for the next game, and we will concentrate.